In today's video, we're going to talk about how to use AI in real-world business examples. Now, I got this topic from a sales course I had yesterday with a very cool guy. He's into real estate now. I'll give a little bit of background because it was so interesting. He went from running an agency that does Facebook ads and Google ads to downsizing the agency because profit margin was just going crazy. More people you hired, the more cost and everything, to running an e-com brand. And then from the e-com brand, now he's trying to get involved into real estate, so property. So what he's looking for is, he's mainly a wholesaler investor. I categorize them both the same. If there's any difference, fine, leave it down in the comments, educate me a little bit. And he found me from a previous video I made related to a system I created for another investor based in New York. And he needed a system to reach out to pre-foreclosure leads. Just ask qualifying questions and make sure, save mainly is VA's time instead of doing manually or just being there. Speed to lead and everything. That's how he contacted me. If this video is interesting for you too, you can contact me on IG. My IG is linked in the bio, or you will find a way to contact me or book a call straight away. Fine. So today's topic, everybody talks about AI, and what I see mainly is just people use the AI to do their homeworks. Fine. Do your essays for university. Fine. But there's way more that you can use it for, especially to make money in the whatever niche you are. Whatever, really. E-com, you can use AI. Service business, you can use AI. Anywhere. Fine. So, really, it's like, okay, so from the sales course, what we understood is he's looking to get started now. So, you're just asking me, okay, how? Obviously, I like the system you created. I just want to see if it can be tweaked a little bit. He was looking for, that's the base template, but added some tweaks here and there by having a scraping system that's going to scrape all the data on a daily basis. Then the data has to be updated to a spreadsheet. And if I was able to just update the spreadsheet every single day, import the new contacts into Go High Level, and then have the AI just categorize them. These are old leads, these are new leads, and then restart the automation over again. And I said, absolutely, it's possible. So that was that's mainly what he was looking for. Then we had a very nice conversation. And after that, I was like, this is smart. Because the old way of, let's say, reaching out to people is either you hire VAs cheap in Thailand, or what's the other place? In the Philippines, because they speak English, fluent English. Hire them in the Philippines and they do cold calls. Or you can simply, AI cold calls, I haven't built a system yet, but so far it's getting very sophisticated. It sounds quite human. He has an accent. He can kind of not speak like me or like a human person, but it's getting there, very close, very, very, very close. So that's one way. But he's looking mainly for the SMS part. Save time, have the system reaching out. In the back end, you just set it up, you launch it. You ain't got to worry about until the lead is ready for either him himself or the VA to actually take in charge of the conversation, call them up, and then see if they're actually interested or not. So that saves a lot of time. This is one example in the real life. Now, I'll give you just a couple more benefits. This, I'm going to be talking just for the real estate side. Then follow it up in a couple minutes. I'll give you a just brief example of a business I made up, a plumbering. But some benefits that you can see. First thing first is engage leads 24/7. As I always say in my previous video, humans, we need to rest. We might fall asleep. We need to go to the toilet. And that's lead. That's time. Time is precious. Especially when somebody replies and it takes you 5 minutes to reply to them. There was a study made by, is it a Harvard University or some university? I spoke to that in one of my previous videos, where the longer it takes you to reply to a potential lead, the more you will lose that lead. You understand that? If they text you and need something and you reply straight away, fine, you got it secured. If they text you, don't reply, attention focus lost. Everybody got TikTok brain cells now. Nobody can focus for more than half a second. I know there's going to be a lot of people that won't even get to this side of the video, and I believe it's only 3 minutes in. So fine. Those are the people that they will not see the value about this video. But those that will stay, hopefully, you will need something like this. And if you do, just contact me somewhere. So engage leads 24/7, even outside business hours. That's one thing. Reactivate cold leads. In this example, reactivating cold leads, perhaps it might work, but related to, let's say, if somebody got the house foreclosure, they're looking for an offer right now. If you text them a year later, be like, oh, are you still interested in selling your house? Off market, cash. Maybe not the best lead. But if you're a window cleaner and you reactivate your leads after a year, perhaps I might be interested in cleaning my windows. It's something I need recurrently. So that's a different scenario, but you can understand what I'm trying to say. Consistent messaging. You just keep the messaging consistent, you won't get bored. The AI just do everything back to back to back to back to back. Doesn't get tired, doesn't get paid. Doesn't have emotion, does not have feelings. It just does what you say up to do. And you can save time by focusing on closing. The hardest part, especially if you're a solopreneur, instead of you making the phone calls and then you have to close a lead, but then you have to make more phone calls and then you have to reply to somebody, you just multitasking here and there. But if you have everything else automated in the back end and you just focus on the main thing that's going to bring you money, which is closing leads, perfect. Now, as I was saying at the beginning of the video, the intro I just gave is related to the sales calls I had with my guy. Cool. But I'll give you like just a random example I came up with. Let's say you're a plumber in Arizona. I don't know why a plumber. I don't know why Arizona, but it sounds cool. I heard it's very hot in there, like burning hot. Fine. The old way, if you was a plumber, service-based business, is somebody calls your line because they have plumbing issues, but you're already doing a job for somebody else, so you're not able to pick up the call. What are you gonna do? Call your competitor. However, if you use AI, you can have auto text replies straight away. I call John, the plumber, because my something is stuck. John doesn't reply, I will look for Smith or Jason. Jason replies, Jason gets business. But if I call John and then a couple seconds later I get a message from, oh hi, this is John, I'm currently busy, but you can text me what you need for, I'm less likely to call Smith, aka Jason, because this guy already replied to me. So I can just reply back, I need this, and this, are you able to? Then he can give me a call back whenever he's available. So that's one way. Manually follow up with leads. Manual follow up. Let's say in this same example, you keep on texting me. Like if this was manual, I'm the plumber, and get a phone call, I'm just replying. Then the lead goes ghost. I would just sit there, be like, oh, I had this lead, but then I'll forget. And they might reply like a couple hours later, but now I already forgot who this guy was because I didn't save the number. Everything is automated with AI from the start to the end of the conversation. You're just gonna carry on from where they left on, even if it replies a week later. I don't know if anybody needs a plumbing job, they will reply a week later, right? But you can understand the principle I'm talking about. And also, you have limited business hours. Let's give a better example. If you are a mobile guy that changes tires, right? Is that a good example? I don't think that's the best example. Let's keep to the plumbing job. I have a plumbing issue at midnight, and that's outside your business hours. I'm less likely to call your phone unless you say you're 24/7, right? Because I'm like, why would I waste this guy time at midnight? He's probably, chit-chatting with his wife and everything. I'll probably send a message. But then, if you have AI is going to reply at midnight or 1. You'll be like, oh, that's fast. Then you can just, give information. When you wake up in the morning at 6 a.m., you can just have like a summary of everything that happened. This lead in this section in Arizona needs a plumbing job, so call them back ASAP. And they can be the first person you call in the morning. Or you can even have AI book an appointment directly for your calendar at midnight or 1, not losing the lead. So this is just a quick example based on plumbing, but you can apply for mainly most service-based businesses. Let me give you another example. For example, you're a lawyer and you're looking for personal injury cases. You can use AI in a opt-in page. You have your website, people just give information about the claim. AI can just skim through it, understand if this is a potential claim or this is just a waste of time, and save your time instead of you doing it manually. Instead of calling them and then asking what happened, but they got run over because they're looking at the road and they tried to cross the crossover when it was red for them, and now they got run over. Instead of you wasting half an hour to find out, AI can just do it for you. Be like, no, this guy is I don't want to swear. This guy is a stupid individual with very poor lack of attention. So this is not a case worth taking to court because we will lose. But if you have a different scenario, AI can just be like, this is a very good case. Prioritize this one. That's one of those. Then you, your assistant or whatever, you can just focus on what is going to bring you more money or save time, because the equation is time equals money. Money equals time. So if you manage to save one, the other one will increase. Simple as. Now, let's look at the biggest picture. Sometimes, even me, myself, in the AI space, I'm not like the craziest expert. I'm still a learner. Cool. But definitely no more than 90% of people. It gets very complex at a certain point, but you can just summarize it and make it easier for yourself. It's not a crazy system. Like on Go level, you can mainly create most automations. Then also, it's not an issue, but even me, I'm trying to understand, because now everything they just add the label AI, even though some of them is just automations or preset automations, fine. Whatever you want to call it, is either AI or automation, but if you're able to simplify your life by having a system that's able to do it on your behalf, perfect. It ain't gonna be something too complicated like, okay, you gotta code the start to end. No. Nowadays, there is no code softwares like, let's say, make.com or NAN or Go level. They can just make everything easy. If you don't know how to use it, that's when you look for people like me to do it for you. Cool. If you know how to do yourself, well, is either you spend, or if you want to learn how to do yourself, well, you can spend your time learning it, or you can hire somebody like me. Again, they already know. I'll just take a code, build it up for you so you can save your time to make more money. That's one thing. Also, the early stars, the earlier you adopt this, the faster you'll be ahead of the curve. Everything is like a learning curve. By the time, like let's say Bitcoin, everybody says if your taxi driver is talking about Bitcoin, perhaps it's too late for you to buy into it because everybody knows, right? But when nobody was whispering about Bitcoin, that's when you should have invested into it. Same for AI. It's time for you to capitalize now before your competition does. Because when you will find out that your competition is already using it, you need to use it even harder. But then it's going to make it way harder because, okay, everybody got AI set up now. How can we make it better? So instead of waiting for the time to make it better, just implement it now. Be ahead of the curve. And by the time they learn, they'll be like, oh, fine. I've been using this for 2 years now. I already made my fair share of money. It's a gold rush. If you was the first one to go to the gold mine, fine, you get the gold. But then when everybody's going to the gold mine, you need to sell shovels. I'm selling shovels. I don't want to dig gold, kind of. I'm selling shovels, the implementation. And then start growing. You can scale with AI and results are proven to be efficient. By the way, I use AI to make this presentation, right? I just gave it the main topics I want to talk about. And then boom, look at the images. Beautiful. I like this. Shout out to Gamma. And then my final thoughts, how to use AI. Well, is what I said a couple seconds ago. Is either you use it now or you'll have to struggle with competition later on when everybody already knows, everybody's kind of adopting it. Will that be anytime soon? I honestly don't think so. This is what I was talking about. Not with the guy I had a call yesterday. I had a call with another guy the day before, and he was mainly of a beginner. He just wanted some insightful. I feel like I was just consulting him, right? And he asked me, "Oh, do you think like everybody's using AI now?" From my perspective, I feel like everybody does because I live in this small bubble on YouTube where all the information is all related to AI. I see some new guy popping up with AI, some other guy popping up with AI, digital marketing, this, and that. But I am aware that this is a very compressed echo chamber where I'm living. So looking at the broader spectrum, I feel like maybe 90% of businesses don't even know how to implement AI or don't even know that they can just automate the messaging if they really needed to, or even on your social media profile. Like let's say if you're a fitness coach, for example, if you're a fitness coach, you can just automate most of your replies instead of being there losing leads, right? So one of those. Missing early wins. I believe mainly that's everything I wanted to talk about this video. Just giving you like a brief example of how AI can be implemented with an example for the plumber in Arizona, but it can be for other businesses. And also talk about how me and the real estate investor / wholesaler spoke about in the sales call. He's looking for the system to be built out, and if we carry on with the deal and we start working, I will show you guys the end result, document it, test it out, and let's see how it goes from there. From my side, this is everything. If you like this video, like, follow, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment in the comment section if you want to know anything, and that will help me boost engagement on YouTube, trying to get to 100 followers. Come on. If you're already subscribed, I like that. You got my respect.